Yorkshire waiting for us down in Studio 2. A very alert Mr. James Whaley.
James Whale Radio Show.
Now, thank you. Welcome to the show tonight. Phones. You may wonder how on earth are we going to make a programme out of telephones? Don't ask me. British Telecom make a profit of £1 million a day, all right? The government want to open the telecommunications duopoly currently held between Mercury and BT. They want to make it more open to you and me opening our own telephone companies. That would be quite good. Proposed networks in conjunction with British Rail and the Canal Waterways system. I'm not really sure how that works, but that's what we're talking about tonight. We also have live sex on the telephone, and we have a competition where you could win a trip to Japan. But before we do all that, I think just on here we have Jeremy Beedle. Hello, Jeremy.
Hello, how are you, James?
Very well, Jeremy. Nice to talk to you on the phone. I believe, Jeremy, you're going into politics.
That's correct. So I'm standing for the Raving Loony Green Giant Party.
I wouldn't have doubted that for one moment, Jeremy, actually. Now, whereabouts do you live?
I live in Wallington in Surrey.
You do?
I do, yes.
And I believe 10 Downing Street has quite a homely meaning to you.
That's right. I actually live at 10 Downing Street in Wallington. I changed my address by deed poll.
You changed your address by deed poll?
That's right, yeah.
Very nice, yeah.
So I wouldn't have to pay the poll tax, but they said I still have to.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. Perhaps you should have become a queen, and then you might not have had to. Jeremy, you're going to be holding surgeries as well, I believe.
That's right. I'm going to be holding surgeries at Rick's Bar in Wallington on the 28th of this month.
Oh, we'll make a note of that, Rick's Bar in Wallington, because not much happens in Wallington when you think about it, really.
No, that's right. And I've invited a member of British Telecom along to meet two people in my constituency that suffer with a stutter.
With a stutter?
Yeah, well, I feel that their telephone bills should be reduced by 8%. Because they're on the telephone 8 times longer than us. That's
a very good point. Actually, I've just got a whisper in my ear. Apparently some people thought you were the Jeremy Beedle who makes an arsehole occasionally on the television, but that's not you, is it?
No, not at all.
No. But you are a fan of his.
All right, he's my idol.
Which is why you changed your name to Deed Poll.
That's correct.
Fantastic. Jeremy?
Jeremy?
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed for your call. Bye.
Bye.
Right. There we are, Jeremy Beedle, and that's the end of that. Now, tonight, because we're talking about phones, we decided to open our own chat line. The sort of thing, you know, where everybody can get on the line, have a chat with people, and cost you a fortune. Well, it doesn't really. You don't have to stay on that long. So, coming up on the screen, here's the number for the Whale chat line. You can ring that tonight. A little later, we'll be all talking on the line together. 0898 888 088, all right? Remember that number, ring it now and have a chat, okay? That's all you have to do, and we'll all have a chat a little bit later on live on the TV. I think that's about all, really, except maybe to tell you that the number to ring to get live onto the show tonight is coming up.
James Whale 46100.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, Arthur Smith. All right, Arthur? Fantastic. Now, Arthur, you all right?
Yeah, I'm very well. I can't believe that someone has actually chosen to change their name to Jeremy Beedle.
What about their address to 10 Downing Street?
Yeah, and what a sad life. What a waste of a life, really.
Well, it's, you know, I mean, but I actually wanted to run a campaign to find a friend for Jeremy because I was concerned nobody liked him.
Well, I suppose you and him are in the same sort of club, aren't you? Like,
Oh, Arthur, that's hurtful.
Well, no, I only
hurtful.
observe it that you were widely hated, aren't you?
No, I hope not, Arthur. I hope not. Which leads me in to ask me about your relationship, or ask you about your relationship with Ruby Wax, I suppose.
My relationship with Ruby Wax?
Yes, talking about being hated, that's how it got onto that, really.
Why? What do you know about my relationship with Ruby Wax?
Well, I'd heard that you and she had kind of quite hit it
we
off.
We did cross swords once, sort of, yeah. I was on a chat show, and she came on, and I said, so, is your character really like that character on Girls on Top? And she said, oh, Arthur, what a boring question. And then I said, so, what's the best shag you've ever had then? And she said,
journalists are poised now, just waiting for the answer.
Well, I have to say, I was very wise to change the word shag from what I actually said. But,
And
then she said, well, the most important shag I ever had. And I said, well, no, you've just done that with Michael Grade in the dressing room beforehand. And I was doing brilliantly. I was getting big laughs. But then she ushered me off and interviewed Michael Grade. And was very funny, too, and got a chat show as a result of it. I bear her no ill will.
Now, Arthur is your real name.
Well, no, it isn't.
No, it's not.
The story is too dull to reiterate.
But, I mean, you chose a really exciting name, Arthur Smith. I mean, there can be no more sort of memorable name than that.
Yeah, well, you're now asking me the same question that Jonathan Ross asked me.
Did he? I'm sorry, forget that altogether. Tell me about the pint of piss. I'm more interested in that.
Oh, yeah, the pint of piss. That's just another...
He didn't ask you that
canon
one, did he?
of... No, he didn't.
Fine,
no,
okay,
the canon of dull anecdotes that I have. I was once... A heckler once poured a pint of his own urine over me.
Well, that's nasty.
That is a heavy-duty heckle, I have to say.
Yeah. What did you do?
Well, I got wet, basically. And walked off and had my new suit ruined.
What a... yes. Well, we'll talk more about this a little later on, Arthur.
What's the worst heckle you've ever had?
Complete blank faces. Oh, Manchester City Football Club one night when I said, am I at Manchester United, thinking that would be quite funny, and they just looked.
Yeah, well, it wasn't very funny.
It wasn't very funny either, was it, really? But I learned from that, as you do, yes. But you got in there with them, didn't you?
Got in there with who? What are we talking about now?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, I see. No, the man came up. He said it was a tribute to my act. I mean, I dread to think what he would have done if he'd hated the act.
Yeah. No. Well, we'll talk more about that a little later on. But Arthur, I want you to sit there for a few moments and enjoy this. And we're going to talk about Gary Lineker later as well, which is the reason you're here, really, of course.
Oh, yes, I must plug it. I forgot.
I wanted you to forget. Now, talking about phones and telephone chat lines, and there are such things as telephone sex lines, and we will be getting involved with the telephone sex line a little later on. But to put us in the mood for that, ladies and gentlemen, Kate Copstick.
Hello, I'd like you to give me a number for John Brown, please. Oh, it could be Ron. Or Don. Can't quite read his writing here. I think it's Don.
I work at directory inquiries, late shift and in theory. I spend the small hours of the night calmly handling your queries. But it's not what I deserve. This is not my idea of a service. So I dream of being like some who put the com in telecom. I want to be an 0898 telefantasy. That dirty talking sex slave or Miss Whiplash could be me. The things my rampant housewife could do to your telephone could make it your favorite erogenous zone.
Hello, could you give me the number for John Brown, please?
I'm sorry, we don't do B's when there's an R in the month without subscribers inside leg measurement and a blood sample. Although I try to satisfy my urges, it's no use at all. 'Cause girls don't have an 0898 number they can call. It isn't fair, it would be safe, it cannot be immoral. But there's no connection for a girl whose sexual preferences are oral.
Hello, is that directory inquiries, please?
Yes. Maybe you'd better tell me what you'd like me to do.
I'd like you to give me a number, please, for John Brown.
Is that John as in John Thomas? And Brown as in old cock and brown.
Now, look here.
Now you're going to have to give me an initial, rubbing all over with warm baby oil, leaving my eager body glistening as you roughly tie it to the black satin-covered bed and thrust it.
No, thank you.
Although I try to satisfy my urges, it's no good at all. 'Cause girls don't have an 0898 number they can call. It isn't safe, it would be fair, it cannot be immoral. But there's no connection for a girl whose sexual preferences are oral. One more time. I wanna be the one whose bell you ring when you feel randy. I could make Linda Lovelace sound like Millie, Molly, Mandy. And you will find I give great ear, but be warned I'm bold. I give new meaning to the words I'm putting you on hold. I wanna be an 0898 girl. Please let me be an 0898 girl. Oh, let me be an... I've told you not to call me at work.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to James Whale's Interlude.
Hi, James. I think you're gorgeous. I'd give you one any time. Call me. Bye.
Jonathan Ross is on Channel 4. You're on ITV. I think you're a prick, but I'd rather watch you than that knob.
It's the Major here. Now look here. People who use four-letter words are just a load of ignoramuses. There's no need to swear and use foul language. In fact, most of the people who watch your show are a load of gutter snipes.
It's all gone quiet out here, said Rhubarb. Too quiet, said Custard.
Kid meal of fortune, James Wales. The third time I've watched your programme because I'm usually in bed. I'm an old age pensioner. Stan Boardman, you got very fat. You'll need to take slimming lessons. I'm enjoying the show.
I think Stan Boardman ought to be burned alive for being such a racist bastard. Good night.
Sausage sandwich, beans on toast, 2 fried eggs with like 2 eyes, and a carrot. That's all I've got to say, mate.
Very nice indeed. No, just... Oh, it's wine, all right? You're okay. Sorry. That piece of film, of course, those some of the phone calls from last week on our callback number, and we'll give you that a little later on, but we were looking for really naff pieces of film to put underneath it, so if you have a naffer piece, send it to us. That was lovely, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have you ever wanted to do that? I thought you fitted into it very well, actually.
The 0898 thing?
Yes, very good.
Well, sort of, yes, except that the one thing that has always embarrassed me rigid, and notice I say the one thing, is talking dirty. It's like
really?
There is the major turn-off is when someone says, oh, I want you to tell me what you want to do to me. I want to talk. Can't do that.
Where do you meet these sort of people?
Can't do... Well, I'll give you a few numbers off the show, a couple of addresses.
You don't enjoy talking dirty? I mean, no. I think it's quite fun, don't you?
I suppose it depends what you mean by talking dirty. I don't like...
You gorgeous bitch, you.
That's not dirty, that's very nice. Thank you, Arthur. That was lovely.
Oh, that was
carry
nice.
on.
But actually,
I like that.
Let's bring... have we got Melanie on the line there? Are you there, Melanie? Or not? We haven't got Melanie. Are we going to get Melanie? Well, Melanie is one of these girls who does sex on the phone, which is quite interesting.
Talking?
Yeah, talking. Well,
difficult to balance otherwise. Old gag, yes.
Yes. And and we'll talk to her in a few moments when she comes along. She charges, what, £22 for 15 minutes?
She must be very good.
£29 for half an hour. So
that sounds like a bargain.
It is really, because you get the second part for what,
I'd go for the half hour.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Once you've had 15 minutes of dirty talk, you've had enough, really, haven't you?
Well, let's find out. Melanie.
Hello.
Hello, Melanie.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm feeling very horny, actually, James.
Yeah. Okay, Melanie, just before you get into the routine, Have you been working tonight?
Yes, I have, indeed.
And how long do you sit there doing it for?
Well, I can do it forever. I never
Yeah.
get bored of it, absolutely.
You don't, and presumably it pays well, doesn't it?
Well, that's not really the point. You know, I'm a lonely girl and my boyfriend lives abroad and I just love...
Oh, no, don't give me... No, never mind the script, Melanie. I want to try and talk to you.
Okay.
When I ring up, I have to give my credit card number, do I?
That's correct, yes.
I mean, so if I haven't got a credit card, I can't do it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you try, you can do anything, can't you, James?
Yeah, well, have you got a credit card on you, Arthur, by any chance?
Well, I tore mine up in a fit of left-wing frenzy, because you're not supposed to have them anymore.
Oh, dear.
Boy. if I give Melanie my credit card number, would she do it for me?
Would you do it for girls or not?
Well, I tell you what, after the way Kate's been performing, I'd do it for free for Kate.
Oh, really? Really? I think it's those boots. I think it's Kate's boots.
it
I
is.
like Kate's boots. Now, I was considering the idea that this should really be on the NHS, Melanie, because, I mean, it must be very good therapeutically for certain people.
Well, it is, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
often we're speaking to guys, not necessarily filth all the time, you know, don't get it wrong, James.
No, I wouldn't.
And I
wouldn't
mean,
dream of it.
sometimes you get a guy who wants to wear women's knickers and stuff like that, and he just can't talk to his wife, so
Yeah,
he rings
yeah.
me up and he talks to me about it.
So when I first get through, I ring the number, whatever it happens to be,
That's right.
and I hear you. What do you say?
Well, you'd actually speak to one of my friends who take your credit card details, and then...
You're sort of madame or pimp, as it were.
Well, I don't really like to be referred
No,
to as that. Thank you very much.
colloquially
You'd better
speaking.
watch what you're saying,
I'm
young
sorry,
man.
Melanie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
These in all these 0898 numbers, it's about, from what I can make out, it's 5 minutes of, you know, before you get started.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
it's like-
different, though. That's a recorded message line. Now, this is live, isn't it? And you talk to Melanie. So we've paid... Remember, we're on live television tonight, Melanie. We've paid you the money.
Yes.
We've called you back. Let's go for it, because a lot of the crew here haven't had much fun tonight. It's been a heavy night. So let's go for it.
Okay, can I just ask you something, James? Because usually my clientele always tell me what they're into, so I need to know a couple of your
Okay,
deepest,
well,
darkest sexual
Arthur's
secrets.
one of my guests
Hey,
tonight.
don't
Arthur,
palm it off on me.
No, Arthur, you know, what any sort of...
Well, I'm into discussing 20th century drama.
Well, that's not really what one would usually discuss. I mean, tell
Yeah,
me
but that's what turns me on, all right. Come on, I'm paying you. Tell me about Chekhov. Oh.
Well, perhaps you could change it slightly to jerk off, and then we could get into it.
Okay, well, I've got to... Having a look at Arthur, I have to think that he's probably into severe domination and probably likes to be treated as a small child. So, consequently,
I
it's
think
on
you've
with
hit home there.
It's got to be on with the leather gear for Arthur, I would say. So,
Yes.
this is how it goes.
Yeah, but
No, hang on, Arthur. Hang on, Arthur.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
listen to this. Let's listen to this. Go on.
Arthur, are you listening to me?
Yes.
Well, you're speaking to a madame with lovely firm tits and they're
With a lovely what?
styling boots. And I want you to get down on the floor and stick out your
I'm
tongue.
sorry, I was only ringing directory inquiries.
Well, obviously, I mean...
Melanie.
Yes?
What is your... We've got your number somewhere, have we?
You have indeed.
Okay, well, listen, I'll pass it round to the audience after the show, okay?
Okay, fantastic.
You'll be working late, will you?
Yes, I will.
Good.
Well, I know I speak to you usually, James, on Friday night.
Yes, I know.
So you being
Please,
one
no,
of the...
no, please. One last thing. If say, Kate wanted to get this sort of excitement from a man, is there a similar kind of line she could...
Well,
pick?
yes, absolutely. I mean, you know, I've got colleagues who will speak and say anything that she likes and talk really filthy to her if that's what she wants. Or, of course, she could have a lesbian call with me, which I'd be delighted to perform.
Anyway, thank you, Melanie. I mean, really, thank you very much indeed. Melanie from somewhere, probably in London. It's a way of making a few bob, actually, isn't it? What, Essex? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's just, before we take a break, let's go and see how the chat line is. This is everybody's phoned into this line. Hello? We have a listen. Hello?
We have a clanger.
Anybody there?
Not much of a chat, really.
No, that's pretty boring, really, isn't it?
But esoteric, really, for us.
It is, well, if we think, I mean, maybe... Oh, there's the number, yes, but there must be people on it, surely.
No one's rung up, basically.
Oh, could you ring that number now?
None of the credit cards
0898 888 088. We'll sit here and wait until somebody rings.
Okay.
Oh, stuff that. Let's take a break.
46 1000. James Whale. $461000. He's waiting for your call now.
Come on. Okay, come on now. Little bit of the program now on phones, and over here is Andrew Emerson. Hi, Andrew.
Hello, James.
Good, very nice of you, Andrew.
Well,
lovely. Andrew
likewise.
is a collector. Fascinating. And Andrew is a collector of telephones. Is that right?
Indeed, yes.
Yes. Why an interest in phones, Andrew? I mean, they're all the same, aren't they?
Not quite. No, as you'll see here, they're all different basically. But why? I don't know. Why collect stamps? They're all the same, aren't they?
These aren't yours, actually. These came from somebody who works here, and you've been quite interested to see them. But I thought perhaps we'd start off with a little bit of history. This actually isn't a phone. Well, it is a phone, but describe exactly what it is and how it works.
This is a modern device, perfectly current technology that enables people who are hard of hearing or profoundly deaf to keep in touch with the outside world. They take the handset off a normal phone or an old phone, plonk it on there, then they can actually read messages from other people and reply.
Fascinating. And the interesting thing, of course, is that Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the telephone, invented it by mistake when he was trying to make a hearing aid for his wife.
Yes, I mean, his prime target was teaching, helping the deaf. And speech therapy.
So there we are, you see, it's come full circle. Fantastic.
Yeah,
now, we've got all sorts of phones here, but earlier on, when Andrew first came to see these, we've got a few out here that he went overboard with. This first, I thought you were going to actually orgasm on this one, I have to tell you, Andrew. Tell me about this.
I think collectors would kill for that one.
Well, you certainly threatened to, I must admit,
that's right. It is a very high-class instrument. We've got bronze, cast bronze there, ball and claw feet and that sort of thing.
Do you want to touch it a little more? If I put it closer, you have a good feel. I mean,
it's an internal telephone for a country house, gentleman's seat.
A gentleman's seat?
I would say so.
And so when he wanted one of his women to come in, he'd pick that up and...
Indeed, yes.
Yes.
If he deigned to use the telephone himself, he might get a flunky to do it.
Probably, yes.
But, no, very nice piece of equipment. That
You haven't got one of those?
Not at all. It's very scarce.
Would you make an offer?
I would say this would fetch at least £1,000 in a sale room.
£1,000?
Afraid so.
Well, the way television's going at the moment, of course, he might like to sell that. We'll ask afterwards. You never know. I mean,
indeed. Yes.
So £1,000. This thing here, this looks like. Can we see this? This looks like a little cash register to me. What was this?
It's an efficiency aid from the 1930s, when 7-digit numbers came along and switchboard operators couldn't spend 5 minutes dialing 7-digit numbers.
Yeah.
They just press out the number.
Oh, very good.
It would dial it for them. They could go away and handle the next call.
You see, a lot of people said, phones, what a boring subject for a programme.
Not at all.
I myself may well have said that. Well, I think I said something like, we really are scraping the bottom of the barrel. But now, this one here, this is a naked phone, really. This is a new
modern
one.
antique. That is, if people can't afford £1,000 for that, spend £20 on that, but keep it in its box for 15 years and it will be worth a fortune. These clear plastic phones where you can see all the innards, they have not caught on, highly collectible, cheap modern antique.
This one here, you like this one too, but this to me looks like there's a lot of others around here similar. These are all sort of all similar, aren't
Much of a muchness, but those are not scarce. They're quite modern. That one is 1905, National Telephone Company. It's got its original transfer on the front. Very tasty piece of equipment. Again, we're talking about £500.
£500?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, this one here, this is your, I mean, this is the sort of the ultimate yuppie machine.
Oh,
hello. No, Andrew's busy at the moment. He's on a TV show. I'm sorry. But this is, how much?
£5.99, and it's suitable for ages of 3 and upwards.
Really?
Yeah, so
because this
okay.
is actually a real one, but you can make it ring, and you can
music on hold.
You can dial it. So that's rather good. I like that.
I think it's brilliant, actually.
Far better, far better.
Best bargain.
Andrew, thank you for sharing some of them with us.
Pleasure.
And we'll talk to you a little bit later on. But this is, I do a motivational turn. You see, it looks rather good. And I turn to this camera and say, at a later date, we're going to do a programme on collectors. And the more unusual the collection you collect, the better. So if you are a collector, whether it's used condoms, I don't know, or old lavatory seats, anything like that. If you're a collector, write to this address and tell us, and maybe you could be sitting in Andrew's chair yourself. Now, what are we going to do now? Well, I've got to go round the... Hang on just a moment. Let's go swimmingly well. Right, the film item, Whaley Goes to Town, but with a difference. Here we go. Play the thing. That's it.
Whaley Goes to Town.
Right, now, because we didn't really have enough time and probably not enough money this week to, to edit a film. We've got one of the films we haven't used for a while, and I thought I'd come in here, and they said they couldn't edit it and do it myself. This is all the people responsible for the programme. Can you go back to see over here? One of the founder members of the British Bald Club here, who also happens to be the director.
Get on with it.
Look at that. Very good indeed. And over here, this is the equipment. I want to take you now, it's got nothing to do with telephones, to a piece of film we shot in October at Bracknell, the Met Office down there, and I don't know whether we can see it. Let me just speed on this. Ah, here we are. This is me beginning the film. Oh, I like that. You see, you do it with this knob here. That gives us English. Do it again. This is very good. It gets better actually. It does get better.
What's that?
What's that? Now, come on. There we are. Hang on. Somebody walked past. You see. There we are.
Oh.
How's that? No, that's no good at all. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Hang on. Just a minute. Right. Ah, now here we came inside, you see, inside the Met Office, and I spoke to this. He's the boss. He's the boss of the Met Office, and he thought it was very funny. He enjoyed the programme. Anyway, enough of that. So we'll spin through, and there's spinning through a little more. You enjoying this at home? If, by the way, you want to see more of this film, then all you have to actually do is send me a £10 note and your address, and I'll send you the unedited film back for you to play at home with. Here we go. Oh, hang on. This is interesting. Now, this is interesting. This is a shot of me waiting to do something.
I hate doing these.
And yes, I don't like doing those. You see, as I said, I don't like doing those at all. Move on a little bit. That's the sort of moody look away, and we'd edit those. Oh, now hang on. This is interesting. That's a plant pot at Bracknell. Fascinating. And that was I think that was a cut in the film. Hold on, no, that's quite nice. That's me going through the lift door in slow motion. But we go on from that, and let's whiz on to the end. Now this is interesting because this is in the bowels of Bracknell. This is the computer. This computer, that's quite nice too, isn't it, really? That's slow motion way. Bowels of Bracknell. Thank you. I've come to sit on the cray. Yes. Now, that may not mean much to you. It meant absolutely nothing to me. But this is apparently the largest, most sophisticated computer in the world. It can do 2.7 billion megaflops a second. Who cares? Oh, a megaflop is a calculation, by the way. Yeah, anyway, that's it. Enough of that, basically. And what they went on to say, that computer costs millions and millions and millions, and what it's doing, it's predicting how long we've got left on this planet, really, what the weather's going to be in the future. But fascinating. Anyway, if you want more of that, write to me and send a £10 note. Had enough of that? Yeah. We had enough of that? Bored now. Okay, bored now? Yeah. Okay, a little music now from Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians. Where we play, I press play, it's not working. Is it? Oh, no. Oh, which one there? Oh, hang on, that one there. And do you want to, well, listen, I'm doing your job. You introduce it. Oh, you can't, you haven't got a microphone. So you think you're in love. Ordinary cause. Thank you, Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians. Enjoyed that. Very nice. Okay, let's. You don't mind taking a few calls, do you? Oof. Okay, because I don't know what you. Shh, who's that? David?
It's a shambles, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Really?
Unbelievable.
I mean, it usually works quite well. David from Gateshead, talk.
Yeah, hello, James.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, I'd like to ask Arthur a question. Arthur, what happened with Paramount City? How come they threw you off Paramount City on the BBC and you were absolutely brilliant and they got those two geeks in to do it?
Quite right, I agree. Arthur. Arthur, go on, go for it, Arthur.
Well, I was not on the second series of Paramount City.
And it was greatly missed, Arthur.
Greatly missed.
Yeah. I was pretty piss poor in the first series, I thought.
No, we loved it, didn't we?
We loved it.
This is actually, Kate and I are going to do an audition now, if they would like us to fill in on this morning when Judy and Richard take a holiday.
Yes.
Imagine this is the coffee break. Arthur Smith is our guest. We thought you were very good, didn't we?
We thought you were wonderful.
Yep.
Are you like the daytime live? The shoplifter and his missus?
That's the one, yes.
Arthur! No, apologise.
Sorry. Alleged
apologise. For goodness
I've always
sake.
wanted to be on a show where they use the A word.
The A word?
The A word.
Which is that?
Alleged.
Alleged. Yeah. Well, you won't be invited to appear on there now, will you?
No, well.
Nor will we.
Blown the interview.
Ashley from Melton
You're going to plug your show on their show.
Excuse me, I'm speaking.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Ashley from Melton Mowbray.
Yeah, right, James?
Yes, Ashley.
Well, what I want to say about telephones, right?
Yes.
is I'm a big football supporter, right?
Good, fine. OK, that's lovely. Ashley's a big football supporter, and I think that was worth hearing.
That's great.
Well, then, Ashley, you should go and see An Evening with Gary Lineker.
Now, I wondered when you were going to mention that,
Yeah,
Arthur.
I know. I've dragged myself all the way up into this shambles of a tosser-type show.
Yeah, have another glass of...
And I haven't plugged my own...
What's
the
An
play
Evening
that I...
with Gary Lineker?
Well
I'm
said,
glad you
Judy.
asked that, Kate.
The Evening with Gary Lineker,
still auditioning.
Yes, well,
hilarious play in the West End, which I co-wrote with Chris England, a brilliantly funny play that I advise everybody who's watching this to go and see immediately.
I think I have read many good reviews of that play, Arthur.
Yes, and now for some recipe tips.
Some recipe tips. Well, I thought perhaps we'd show, for those of you who have a rather stilted life at home, Kate and I are going to show you some useful tips on what to do with your old condom packets. And all you'll need is some toilet
First you
rolls.
have to empty them, of course.
Of course. And we'll be doing that a little bit later on. But maybe talk to Mr. Clark in London. Hello, Mr. Clark.
James?
Yes, Mr. Clark.
The name's Tim Clark.
Tim. Timothy, lovely
Get
to
it
have you
right,
on
get
the
it
show,
right.
Timothy, yes.
That's it, is it?
Timothy?
He just wanted to say his name, that was all.
That's very good. I don't know what you think about this, but in fact, we decided to get rid of all the mail this week and just show this. One of our viewers has sent this in.
Huge.
It's huge, isn't it? This is a phallus...
You must have read a very unexciting
Can you
line.
read that? You probably are better at reading that.
Phallus impudicus.
Yes.
Stinkhorn, it
Yes.
says.
Yeah, it's a mushroom, actually.
It looks like it's got a bit of
Could
crap on the
you
end
hold
of
it into that camera there? That's lovely. Can we see that? A good shot of that or not? Can we get closer there? Oh, look, there.
Oh,
yes.
my goodness, going for the close.
Yes. There we are. Oh, yes. Oh, lovely. Yes, that's... Anyway, thank you very much
On the
indeed
camera.
for that. And
Marvellous.
who sent it in? On the back?
Doesn't say. Oh, yes, it does. Paul Shepherd.
Yes.
Of Hereford.
Interestingly, I actually have a penis in the shape of a mushroom.
This isn't yours, is it?
Actually, do you think you'll be allowed back with Mike Smith after this or not?
Why, it's not his, is it?
No. I was just thinking, really.
No, well,
I
sincerely
was worried
hope
about
so.
that. Because, yes, yeah.
We're forming a marvellous and what I hope to be lasting relationship.
Right, that's lovely.
Did I say sincere there?
I
Is
hope
that
Sarah
good?
knows that. Carl from Nottingham. Hello, Carl.
Hello.
Yes, Carl.
I just want to say that I was one of these telephone 0898 freaks, like, and I was phoning up all these chat lines all the time, and I ran up a massive bill, so don't do it. And the bill was, I think it was about 750 quid. I was going to have to pay it all back to my mum.
Yes, well, you sound like a prat. You're right. Oh, right, OK. Sorry, it was very sad, really. He ran up a huge bill on the phone.
What, darling?
Dialing those lines.
The 0898?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what he said. Is that what he said?
No, he was depressed. He was in tears. Absolutely. Terribly depressed.
I'm sure you've done him a lot of good.
I think we helped
I love the
him.
way
I
you
think we have
handled
helped
that.
him.
Very good. Yeah.
I beg your pardon? Oh, the chat line is there. Should we try this time?
Oh,
What's the difference between the chat line and these?
Well, these are individual calls coming through. Sorry about this, I just talked about these are individual calls coming through, Arthur. We take on a one-to-one basis from people who phoned in. Okay, but the chat line is a completely different thing, and everybody can. They just come on en masse. So you've got about 50 people on there. Hello, and it's not working again because I can hear a high-pitched whine.
About 50 people, or alternatively, none.
Yeah. Okay. Could we talk to Tommy in Hull? I wonder. Hello, Tommy. Hello, Tommy. No,
He's
Tommy?
up to try the chat
Oh, well,
line.
OK. Ian from Birmingham.
Hello, James.
Yes, Ian.
Good evening to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Hello, Ian.
It's about time I got through to you.
You did get through?
About 4 or 5 times before. The subject of telephones. Now, I'm actually disabled, so obviously a telephone is a necessity, which I think ought to be supplied by the state. You then go to the 0898 numbers, which people have to pay thousands of pounds for. Who's making the profit on those numbers?
I think it's split halfway down the middle between the operators and BT or Mercury, depending upon who... Well, it's only BT that operate them at the moment, but you don't have to use them, Ian. You can say, no, I'm not going to use it.
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, obviously there's a need for it, because people
Have you called Melanie, by the way, or not?
I haven't yet, no.
Well, I'd phone Melanie and phone me back and tell me how it was for you. Stuart from Basildon. Hello, Stuart.
It's Basildon, James.
Is it?
It's Basildon, just outside Leeds in Bradford. Right, I'd like to say to Arthur.
Yes.
As far as the 0898 numbers go, I take it, Arthur, are you a Tottenham fan? By any chance, with Gary Lineker?
Is he what, with Gary Lineker?
A football fan. Well,
yeah, I'm a bit of a football fan, yeah.
Tottenham, don't they?
Go slowly with this person, would you please,
Yeah.
Arthur? OK.
I'll talk a bit slow if you want, James.
Talk louder. Why can't you get a proper feedback in it?
Can't you hear it? Hang on, just a minute.
Don't you think the football line's a bit of a rip-off? You know,
they are.
0898
The football line, yeah.
Well, I've never actually run that. What are the football lines? What do they do? I've seen them.
They talk for about 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
They tell you about half a minute about the game.
Yeah. Well,
fascinating, that, isn't it, Arthur?
Well, yeah, but most of these lines are a terrible rip-off, aren't they? I mean, I agree with the bloke who rang in before, saying, you know, where do these profits go? And they're just going to BT.
So you won't be ringing Melanie later?
No, I certainly
won't.
No,
okay. I just wondered. I wish we'd get that chat line. I could demonstrate to you what sort of fun and excitement it is.
Wow, I can hardly wait.
We'll take a break. We're back in a minute. Yeah, because I think it will be quite fun if you were to...
Call box. 0898 46 1000. Call box.
Right, okay, ignore them. Now, the chat line doesn't seem to be working terribly well tonight, wouldn't you know it? But the call box is, if you've got any views or comments on the programme, of course, we will play some of them next week. And the number, of course, 0898 46 1000. But now music, and after this, I'll tell you how you could be on your way to Japan. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, the monochrome set. Fantastic. There we are. I'm talking now, and I hear the competition. The monochrome set and black are the flowers. Now, how'd you like to be on that aeroplane? This week's exclusive competition prize cannot be bought. It consists of a personal invitation to join the band, the monochrome set, on their forthcoming tour of Japan from the 30th of January to the 11th of February. Now, unless you are able to dash off on holiday. Kate can't do it. I already asked. You can't do it. You can't
cancel.
No, you can't do it. You can't do it. January the 30th to the 11th of February, 12 days. 12 days in Japan. Now,
I don't have the impression they may be flying Virgin Airways.
I don't know. Really, it may or may not. You've misbehaved once already tonight, Arthur. Please just control yourself for a few moments if you don't mind.
Just a cheap freebie flood.
The prize covers the cost of travel, accommodation and entry to the band's concerts. Other expenses, of course, pocket money, spending money, that sort of thing, must be met by you. To enter, all you have to do is call this number, which is 0898 500 111, all right? 0898, there it is, 0898 500 111, and answer the question, what is the capital of Japan? It's a difficult question, I know, but it's a good prize, so I really think you have to try hard on this one. I don't want you to give any help there, all right?
Is there a phone? Anyone got a phone?
No. The winner will be chosen after answering a supplementary question live on the show next week about the band, and then you could be off. Oh, by the way, you cannot have a criminal record to apply this because they won't let you into Japan, all right? Ooh. Nothing personal, they just won't let you in. So that lets out most of the audience tonight. Arthur. And anyway, so there we are. Ring the number again, 0898 500 111, and you could be on your way to Japan. Now, we're going to try the chat line one more time.
Woo!
One more time.
I can hardly wait.
Yes, and me. It's broken. It's broken. It's broken.
Oh, no.
Oh, drat and damn.
Oh,
Blast.
No.
Oh, dear. Okay, well, shall we try the phone lines on our own phone thing again? I think we should, shall we?
That was such fun the last time.
Yes, okay. Susan from Skelmersdale. Hello, Susan.
Hello?
Anything you want to know about a phone, Susan, ask any question. Andrew is here with us now. He can answer them for you.
I've got 2 questions.
Fantastic. Hog the programme. Why not?
The first one is quite normal. It's why does it only cost me about 10 or 20 pence to phone British Telecom for an alarm call, but it costs them £2.50 to phone me back?
It cost them £2.50 to phone you back?
That's what I got told, yes. £2.50 for an alarm call.
Really?
That's what it costs.
Well, I think it deserves. They're making £1 million a day. They can afford it. I wouldn't worry about it.
What's the answer there? I'd like to know.
They've got fewer operators on these days. If you dial it yourself on one of these digital exchanges, you're doing the work, and the exchange is doing the work, so cost BT far less.
Call me old-fashioned, but what's wrong with the clock?
I don't know, really. Probably she can't wake up or...
No, but...
Oh, sorry, you're still there, yeah.
Yeah, if you're up late and you have an early appointment...
An alarm clock?
What sort? Yeah. Kate, good idea, Kate.
I sleep like the dead, so sometimes I do need an alarm call. The phone's by the bed.
Arthur, you'll be amused by the whole situation, talking about, you know, Susan's alarm call here. Well, there are more important things I know, but for the moment...
Like Gary Lineker, for example.
Gary Lineker, yes.
How does Gary get up in the morning? I mean, that's a very personal question, moving swiftly along.
I think so.
Yes.
Andrew, I mean, your life is telephones, isn't it? You live for phones.
That's right. The government is trying to put in competition. If there was money to be made out of alarm calls, I'm quite sure there would be a rival private enterprise alarm call service now. The truth is, so few people use them, there's no money to be made out of it.
I tell you what I resent about telephones. I hate, like, when you get a computer giving you a number. Like,
that woman's made a lot of money. She does them all, doesn't she?
The number you require is 7509231. You know, like, it's like a Dalek, isn't it?
Nightmare.
Yeah. Well, Kate and I are going to... Kate and I are going to audition for that as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, oh, sorry, Susan, yes.
Are you still there?
Yes, we're here.
A second question.
Something else I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
You went on to it later in the programme. I've got a 17-year-old son. He's nearly 18.
Yeah.
And you were talking about sex lines.
Oh, yes.
Now, I'm trying to teach my son about safe sex.
Quite right, too. And there's nothing safer than sex on the telephone.
Exactly.
You can't catch anything unless, of course, you haven't disinfected the mouthpiece.
Yes, but what can the telephone entice a child to do? I try to teach him about safe sex. I'm trying to teach him about not having casual sex with girlfriends. He's still at college.
Sure. How old is he?
He's 17. He's nearly
17,
18.
yes. I mean, no, you shouldn't let him out of the house on his own at that age.
No, he can go out. He goes out with his friends. He goes to pubs. He's not old enough, but he does.
Disgusting.
But the thing is, if I'm teaching him about safe sex, then he's behind my back, he's using my phone to phone the numbers that are in the newspapers. I buy the Daily Mirror, they have stopped
I would,
advertising.
I'd lock your phone up.
Yeah, but
or
you
make
can't
him...
do that.
Of course you can.
So, how? But the thing is, he could be ringing these phone numbers, and what is it inducing him to do?
Well, I hope it's not inducing him to do anything, really.
Well,
You shouldn't let him... You should be more in control of your son. I mean, for goodness sake, Susan, what do you think you're doing?
How can you stop a 17-year-old using the phone when you're not in?
Well, that's your problem. Your phone, your 17-year-old... Sorry, Andrew, yes.
But actually, the government has now got a scheme in through Oftel, the watchdog body. On a lot of the modern exchanges, you can actually ring British Telecom and ask them to bar these 0898 numbers.
Can you?
Yes, indeed.
Do it. Now, Mike from Caerphilly. I think that's in Wales.
James.
Yes, Mike, yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
The young lady was just talking about safe sex. Yeah?
Yeah, well, I think she was, yes.
Well, right. I've got a little poem for you on safe sex.
Oh, well, no, that's nice. I mean, you've heard this one, Arthur, have you?
Are you there?
Yes, we're waiting, bated breath.
There was a young man called Perking who couldn't stop jerking his gherkins. His mother said, Perking, stop jerking your gherkin. Your gherkins for firking, not jerking. How about that?
Very nice. Round of applause, please. I mean... a nice musical thing. A little sign to talk about the mushroom, which obviously you didn't see the bit of the show which we did all this about the mushroom. It's only the producer asking me to talk about the mushroom, and you read it out, didn't you? We did the whole bit about the mushroom.
I read all about the thing on the back, and who sent it, and all that.
Precisely.
Then we talked about Richard, and then Mike, and...
But do you know what impudicus means? Shameless.
I knew you would know that. Funnily enough, Andrew, I knew I could rely on you for that.
And Latin.
And Latin, phones and Latin, because there is a similarity,
O-level Latin gets you a long way.
Yeah. Well, can I ask you, Andrew, I mean, I'm not being rude, but what is your actual job? What do you...
I'm a technology writer. Now, that's a posh name.
Yes. No. Yeah. Yes.
Posh name for a technical journalist.
You could be a stand-up comedian, actually. You're halfway. Seriously.
Well, he's got the outfit for it.
Yeah.
Got specs.
Yeah. No. And you can join the British Bald Club because you are a member. Yeah. And I'll talk to you later about closet baldness.
Yes.
Because I think if you cut it short on top and come out of the closet, you're far more attractive. I mean, I'm not being rude, but
to whom though?
To everybody. Me particularly, and yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Hello, sidling. Just
next call, I think.
Yes.
Can we take another call? I think we'll. We completely messed up the chat line. I think it's blown up. James, hello. James?
Hello?
Speak to me.
Hello.
Yes, James.
Yes, well, my name's James Bond, and I notice you've got Andrew there, and he's interested in various types of telephones.
Yes.
I've got a very interesting telephone you might like to purchase from me. It's got a Patriot missile launcher. It's rather large, but it is quite...
Bang! Thank you very much indeed. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. That's it, I'm afraid, for this week. This is one of those shows where we will all have to go outside and have a rub down with a wet towel afterwards. Next week, the programme is on relationships, and we have all sorts of interesting and fascinating guests, including a well-known madame on the programme next week, so join us for that. Thank you to all of you. Let's hope Gary Lineker...
An evening with Gary Lineker?
Yep.
Evening with Gary
Get there.
Yeah,
You
or
never
be
see
square.
a play in your life. See that one.
See that one. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think we'll get that job on
Not the
daytime TV,
daytime
but
job.
you never know.
I know. I'm going to go for Melanie now.
What about breakfast?
Breakfast would be marvellous.
Okay, no, I meant breakfast television, you and me. We could talk about it over breakfast. Have a nice weekend. Thanks for looking in. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.